Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to our hearts, the timeless traditions of food preservation. These aren't just old skills. They're a way to connect with our heritage, build self-reliance, and savor the flavors of our hard work all year long. So let's get into it. A legacy of preservation. Canning is a wonderful method many people mentioned for storing everything from fruits and vegetables to meat. The basic principle is simple. Food is heated and sealed in jars to create a vacuum, which prevents spoilage. Water bath canning. This is a global tradition with a powerful legacy. Many stories were shared about using this method for all kinds of foods, including low-acid items like meat and vegetables, from family traditions in Germany and Ohio to recipe books in 1950s Australia. This was a way of life, a testament to the knowledge and resourcefulness of our ancestors. The magic of the vacuum seal is a key part of the process. As one person wisely pointed out, that satisfying isn't created in the boiling water. It happens as the jar cools and the pressure inside drops, pulling the lid down to create a perfect seal. While these traditions have worked for generations, it's important to understand the modern perspective on food safety. Today, organizations like the USDA recommend using a pressure canner for low-acid foods to ensure that any potential botulism spores are destroyed. If one chooses to follow the traditional water bath method for these foods, it's a personal decision based on family experience. Just be smart, be safe, and never try to shorten the processing time. Pressure canning. This method is the modern gold standard for low-acid foods like meats, vegetables, and stews. Many of our viewers admitted that using a pressure canner for the first time can be intimidating, but as one person said, "Your canner will not explode. Nothing bad is going to happen." Once we try it, we realize it's much safer than we thought. Beyond just safety, this method offers a powerful sense of self-reliance. One person shared how they started canning after a hurricane wiped out hundreds of dollars worth of meat, a lesson that now ensures they always have a backup food supply. It's also a fantastic way to save money and prepare for the colder months, with many of us recalling how our fathers put up tons of fruits and vegetables to provide warm meals all winter long. The flavor is another incredible benefit. Pressure canning makes meat unbelievably tender and helps all the flavors meld and intensify. For those just starting out, practical tips were shared, like using a large pot to brown meat more quickly, and only adding starches like noodles or rice right before serving to maintain their perfect texture. The ancient art of moisture removal. This is one of the oldest preservation methods, working by simply removing moisture from food, which inhibits the growth of bacteria. Sun drying worldwide. So many beautiful memories were shared of sun drying tomatoes, beans, and other produce. This method is popular in hot climates from Dubai and India to Saudi Arabia. One person recalled their grandmother sun-drying tomatoes on a large metal pan on the garage roof to better catch the sun. A wonderful example of human ingenuity. Others mentioned drying vegetables on a tin roof in the southern mountains, or preserving lamb under the sun in Algeria. A special mention goes to biltong, a method of drying meat from our friends in South Africa. They use a simple mix of salt, pepper, and a little vinegar, with the most crucial part being good air circulation to prevent mold. When sun-drying beans, it's wise to sort through them to remove any small stones or stems. For drying meat, a key tip is to ensure the pieces don't touch each other, allowing for even airflow. Dehydrating with a machine or oven. Today, this is the most popular and controllable drying method. Many of our viewers shared that having a good dehydrator with sufficient wattage can significantly reduce drying time. Many of us have made the same beginner mistake, not knowing about conditioning. This is a crucial step for long-term storage, where you let dehydrated food sit in an airtight jar for a few days to evenly distribute any remaining moisture. We also found great ways to maximize our dehydrated harvests. If the texture of a vegetable isn't ideal, it can easily be ground into a powder to add nutrients to soups and stews, preventing waste. To save time and money, a clever tip is to buy frozen vegetables on sale for dehydrating, since all the prep work is already done. And for those who have a dehydrator sitting unused in the closet, know that you're not alone. Many viewers admitted to being too afraid to use theirs, but after watching a few instructional videos, they gained the confidence to start, and now can't stop. Flavor and preservation. These methods all use salt and smoke to draw out moisture and create an inhospitable environment for microbes. Salt curing. Salt curing is not just an ancient technique, it's a family tradition slowly being lost in the modern world. Salt is the primary ingredient used to draw out moisture, inhibit bacteria, and impart a distinct flavor. Salt curing is a tradition passed down through generations, and many heartwarming memories were shared about learning this skill from parents and grandparents from the southern U.S. all the way to New Zealand. Typically, a generous amount of coarse salt, pepper, and brown sugar is used to coat the meat. Today, we have a crucial piece of knowledge to add to this tradition: the difference between regular salt and pink salt. As some viewers pointed out, pink salt contains compounds vital for preventing botulism in long-term dry curing processes. While many generations used regular salt successfully, it's a smart idea to do your own research and consider using a curing salt for safety. Smoking. Smoking is a time-honored preservation method that infuses food with incredible flavor while extending its shelf life. For smoking, many of us discovered that great results don't require expensive equipment. The keep it simple, stupid, KISS approach is often the best, and people have found success with simple setups, like a regular BBQ. A common challenge is maintaining a low, consistent temperature, but tips like using the minion method or the snake method for charcoal have been shared as great solutions. When it comes to larger cuts like pork butt or brisket, a critical part of the process is understanding the stall, where the internal temperature plateaus, and wrapping the meat tightly helps push it past this point while locking in moisture. A valuable food safety lesson is that for these larger cuts, it's best to pull or chop the meat after it has been cooked and rested, which prevents it from drying out when reheated. Preserving in lard or tallow. This is an ancient method used in many parts of the world, from Poland and the Philippines to rural America. It works by creating an airtight seal that protects meat from air and bacteria. This ancient preservation method often brings back warm family memories of grandmothers and mothers using the technique. Cooked meat, typically pork, is packed into crocks or jars, and hot, rendered lard is poured over it. As the lard cools, it forms a secure, airtight seal. This method was often used in cold climates, allowing the meat to last for several months. However, a crucial precaution is to ensure the meat is thoroughly cooked and that all tools and containers are sterilized beforehand to prevent spoilage. Fermenting. Fermentation is a natural process that uses good bacteria to preserve food while often enhancing its nutritional value. Pickling. Pickling is a popular method for preserving and adding a tangy flavor, whether it's cucumbers in vinegar or vegetables in a salt brine. The world of pickles is incredibly diverse, with stories highlighting traditions from Poland's kison and the sun-fermented pickles of Romania to the spiced varieties of India. A central theme is the science of brine, and many people noted that iodine-free salt is crucial for fermentation, as iodine can interfere with the process. For those using vinegar in their recipes, a crucial detail to remember is the vinegar's acidity percentage. As one person from Ukraine pointed out, the standard in the US is 5%, but it can be higher in other countries, which would dramatically change the final flavor. Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is a cherished tradition from Poland and Germany to the US. It was historically a vital food source, famously used by sailors to prevent scurvy. For centuries, people have used old-world techniques, often making sauerkraut in large stoneware pots or 5-gallon buckets with homegrown cabbage. The secret to success was rarely a precise recipe, but rather simple, instinctive measurements. Today, we have new tricks to make this tradition easier. For those with arthritic hands, a great tip is to use a large Ziploc bag and a rolling pin to work the salt into the cabbage. To keep the cabbage submerged during fermentation, you can use a clean stone, a small plate, or even one of the outer cabbage leaves as a weight. A crucial tip from Eastern Europe is to always use non-iodized salt, as iodine can negatively affect the fermentation process, making the cabbage bitter and darker. Kimchi. Experiences with making kimchi highlight the balance between tradition and personal taste. An important step is to properly salt the cabbage to draw out moisture. One commenter found that soaking the cabbage in a saltwater brine for a few hours is a great alternative to bruising it, resulting in a brilliant texture. Just be prepared for the pungent smell. It's a natural part of the process. Root cellars and natural storage. Before refrigerators, root cellars were a lifeline for families, providing a naturally cool, dark, and humid space to store crops. Storing root vegetables. This ancient skill is as relevant as ever for those looking to extend their harvest and reduce food waste. To properly store root vegetables, the ideal environment is cool, dark, and humid. Great tips were shared on using various mediums to keep vegetables from spoiling. For example, shredded paper works well for potatoes, while sand or peat moss is perfect for carrots and beets. A crucial tip, as one person wisely pointed out, is that potatoes should not be washed before storage. Instead, they should be cured and then stored with the dirt still on them to prevent rot. Another vital piece of advice is to handle all vegetables gently, as even small bruises or cuts can quickly lead to spoilage. This knowledge is seeing a modern revival, with many people now building their own cold rooms or reviving these old methods in their homes. It's a way to honor the past and ensure a secure future for our families. Winter squash and onions. Hard-shelled squash and onions are fantastic crops for long-term storage. The key to long-term storage is proper harvesting and curing. For squash, it's vital to pick them when they're fully ripe, but before the first frost, then place them in a sunny, dry spot for a week or two to cure. A pro tip is to handle them gently, since any bruises can quickly lead to rot. Onions also need to be cured in a warm, dry, well-ventilated space until the neck is completely dry. Once cured, there are many creative storage solutions. Many viewers love the traditional method of braiding onions, but one brilliant tip from a gardener in Canada is to store them in old pantyhose, tying a knot between each onion. And as one person humorously pointed out, make sure to harvest your pumpkins from the field on time. If left to ferment, they can become a tempting treat for drunk deer and raccoons and cause a hazard. This deep dive into traditional food preservation shows us that these methods are more than just skills. They're a connection to our roots and a testament to the enduring human spirit of self-sufficiency. And there you have it. a journey through the incredible world of food preservation, from the satisfying pop of a canned jar to the earthy coolness of a root cellar. These methods are so much more than just a way to store food. They're a direct link to our ancestors, a powerful testament to their ingenuity and resilience. By embracing these traditions, we're not just saving money or reducing waste. We're building confidence and self-reliance, ensuring that we have a steady supply of nutritious food no matter what comes our way. We're also connecting with the joy of our own kitchens, finding pride in a pantry stocked with delicious, homemade goodness. So, whether a person is a seasoned expert or a curious beginner, we hope this video inspires them to try one of these methods. They might just discover a new passion and a deeper connection to their food. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and stories. And let us know in the comments below which preservation method you're most excited to try. See you next time.